Welcome back to another episode of the Rewind Rewatch podcast. My name is Joel.
I'm Andrene. I didn't realize you were starting already.
Oh, yeah. Is that why you were crinkling recycled goods in the background?
I was pretty much drinking my water, and all of a sudden you started talking, and I was like, oh, we're on. We're live.
Ooh.
We're live.
We are live. We'll do it live. Episode 48.
Good Lord.
Getting closer and closer to the big 5-0.
Big 5-0.
It's Christmas time, folks.
Christmas time is here.
Christmas time. And there was really only one option for this week's episode.
Only one?
There was really only...
There were a lot of Christmas
movies. There were
movies.
a few options, but there was really only one option. And I'll preface this by saying, like, our family has watched this movie ad nauseum over the years. So, Home Alone, we're talking about. Home Alone, 1990, Macaulay Culkin, John Hughes, classic. And it was like, oh, we got to watch Home Alone. We'll just wait. We'll hold it. We'll hold it till December. We'll hold it till December. And so we were just talking before we started recording, as Andrene was finishing her water, that it was interesting watching this movie for the podcast because I've seen it so many times. We watch it basically every Christmas.
Exactly.
And now I'm like, oh, let me actually watch it more intently, taking notes. And I'm like picking things up that I'd never really seen before.
Mm-hmm. That's what happens.
That is what happens.
Requested by.
Oh, yes, of course. Requested by.
Megan. So shout out to you.
Shout out to Megan.
And Jeremy. Shout out to you.
Shout out to Jeremy as well. Before we get into the cast and the plot and all the other wonderful things, well, I guess we should preface this by saying, if for some reason this is your first episode, we are siblings rewatching 90s movies. We recap the film. We talk about what we liked, didn't like, what aged well, what plot holes existed.
Mm-hmm.
And then we end every episode by giving the movie a rewind rating from 1 to 5 based on how likely we are to watch this movie again. Another thing that we do every episode,
that I forget every single week. How do I always forget?
Is a 1-sentence summary of the film. So basically, if somebody never heard of the movie before and you were explaining it to them in no more than 1 sentence, what would that sentence be?
A smart-mouthed kid gets left at home during Christmas and has to defend his house against 2 burglars.
Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. See, you weren't prepared, but you still knocked it out the park.
I mean, it's Home Alone.
Yeah, that's true.
You know.
So let's, I know you have your notes on who's in this film.
I sure do.
So this is our second Macaulay film.
Third?
Ooh, third. You're right. We did My Girl and we did The Good Son.
We can't stay away, man.
Yeah.
We did 3 Macaulay under 50.
This kid was ripping it up in the 90s.
I mean, well, his dad was, but...
Sheesh.
Go back to the Good Son episode if you have not listened to it, and you'll hear all about his pops. Actually, just real quick, a note about that. I was reading up on some facts about the film, and the director is Chris Columbus. Sorry. Yes, Columbus.
So you're right. I don't know why I said John Hughes. I associated him with this in this movie, but this is not his movie. So shout out to Chris Columbus.
So Chris Columbus is also behind The Goonies, Gremlins, Mrs. Doubtfire. So John Hughes actually is the writer, so he is associated.
Oh, okay. So I didn't make it up.
You weren't wrong.
I didn't make it up.
John Hughes is the writer, Chris Columbus is the director. And Columbus was saying that, in case you don't know, one of the people in this film is Macaulay Culkin's younger brother, Kieran Culkin, who was in Succession. And he plays Fuller, the one who wets the bed in this film. And Columbus...
Easy on the Pepsi.
And so Columbus basically was saying that, like, when you're hiring 2 siblings, you quickly realize, like, how much you're also hiring the family. And he didn't get a lot into it in the article that I read, but basically, like, he said it was kind of sad to see the kind of, like, family life that Macaulay Culkin was, like, living in. And I was like, dang. So, you know, it wasn't great.
No, that's so sad.
It's very sad.
And we talked about this when we did the Good Son episode, or at least I talked about this, but, like, this kid's acting chops.
Ugh,
he's not
so
even
good.
10, I don't
He's so
think.
good.
And he's just like, he's single-handedly basically managing a comedy film like to perfection. And he's just really good in this movie. Who else do we have?
We have
other
Joe
than
Pesci,
Macaulay?
who we covered in the My Cousin Vinny episode, so I won't go into all his films here. We also have Daniel Stern. Daniel Stern was the narrator voice in The Wonder Years.
Yes, he was.
From 88 to 93. And then, of course, Daniel Stern and Joe Pesci both came back for Home Alone 2. There is a Home Alone 3 and a Home Alone 4 for some ungodly reason.
Well, we know the reason.
Well, the issue is none of the same characters are in it.
No.
Like, you can't do Home Alone 3 and 4 without Macaulay Culkin.
I agree. I've actually never seen the third movie, and I didn't even know there was a fourth one until last night when I was looking for the first one. And I was like, oh, there's 4 of these? The third one, I remember it coming out 1997, so I was probably in 5th or 6th grade. And I remember even at that time feeling like, this is sacrilege. Like,
Yeah.
why are they doing this without my man Macaulay? And I to this day, I still haven't seen it.
I refuse. Over my dead
Over
body.
my dead body.
Then we also have Catherine O'Hara.
I love her.
You have to love her. She was in Beetlejuice as well as Beetlejuice that just came out, and Schitt's Creek.
Mm-hmm.
She was hilarious in that show.
No, that's not me.
That's your face.
Yes, it's my character from Sunrise Bay, but it's been put on the body of what I can only assume is an Indonesian ladyboy.
If you have not watched it, please check it out. She is so good.
What I found interesting about her in this movie is that she is kind of the straight man, right? Like, she's not doing everything she's capable of. She has amazing comedic chops. But she's kind of in a completely different role in this movie, where she's kind of playing to Macaulay, she's playing to Uncle Frank, she's playing to John Candy.
It's very true.
Where she's not really that over-the-top character that we're seeing in Schitt's Creek or even in Beetlejuice.
Yeah. Then we have John Candy, you mentioned, plays the polka king of the Midwest.
Polka. Kiss me, polka?
So apparently he improvised quite a bit of his lines.
Yo, I was literally watching the movie, and I'm like, yo, he's definitely improvising here. Like, you could tell when something's not scripted. That whole bit that he has about how he left his kid.
Joel, you're hitting the nail on the head.
It's like,
You're hitting it.
he's improvising this.
There he was. Apparently he was there alone all day with a corpse. Now, he was okay, after 6-7 weeks. And I came around, started talking again.
You're hitting it.
And you could tell that she's just letting him cook. Yeah. And even the part where he's talking about he's naming all the polka songs in the airport, and he talks about Kiss Me Polka and Polka Polka, and we sold about 693 copies of that. It was pretty big. I'm like, yo, this is improv, bro. Like, he's killing.
It's so good.
He killed.
Yeah, he was fantastic in this film. And then so the guy who plays the old man who's the neighbor, who Buzz is trying to tell Kevin.
The South Bend Shovel Slayer is
I did not know he was called the Shovel Slayer until this watch.
Me neither.
I was like, oh my God, I was
like,
did not know.
the old man who kills people.
Yeah. I had no idea he had
Yeah.
an actual name with a nice alliteration to it too. This man's name is Roberts Blossom, and he was in the movie Christine, which is a Stephen King film that came out in 83. Also, Close Encounters of the Third Kind, which is a big film, came out in 77. So he was in some big films back in the day. And this old man, there's so many scenes in him where I'm kind of just like, why did he stare at Kevin in this way? Like, he came off so creepy.
Can we just start talking about
Just get
this?
into it.
Because
Just get into it.
So the whole thing is, there's an old man who lives next door or on the block, and Kevin's older brother Buzz is basically telling this tale about how he's killed a bunch of people, and he knocked them out with his shovel, and when he salts the snow on the sidewalk, the bucket of salt is where he keeps the remains of all the people he's murdered. So Kevin's seeing this guy, and he's like, oh, I'm terrified. Mind you, Buzz is probably in 7th or 8th grade. Maybe he's a high school freshman. and Kevin's in like second grade.
Yeah,
he's the baby of the family, where there is a mom, a dad, and 5 siblings. So he has 2 older sisters, 2 older brothers, and he is the youngest.
Mm-hmm.
So every time he encounters this guy, he's coming with this perspective of like, oh, this guy's like a murderer. Like he's somebody I need to stay away from. And we find out by the end of the film that like the whole story is complete BS. However, he doesn't help himself
At all.
Like he knows that people create all of these rumors about him that aren't true, but he's still like he's moving in a very creepy way where it's like, bro, you don't have to do this. Like, you can just be the nice old man and people would know it was a lie. But it's like, you're playing into it.
Yeah, when he's at the store looking at the toothbrush and Kevin's talking to the cashier asking if it's like approved by the
American Dental
Association.
Yeah.
And he walks up and he just slams his bandaged hand on top of the counter and then just like stares at Kevin. Doesn't say hi, doesn't say anything, just stares him down.
He doesn't smile.
It's terrifying.
It's like, why are you glaring at this 8-year-old boy?
Yeah, it's terrifying. So I get why he's completely terrified of him. So I want to go back to just the beginning of this film when we see this family in like the utter chaos that is them getting ready to go on a trip to France. They're leaving tomorrow morning for France. No one has packed anything, which doesn't really make sense because Uncle Frank and them had to have flown or driven to their house. So like I would think like at least their bags are packed.
Maybe.
But
there's still 7 other people who live in that house.
But Uncle Frank's wife is running around and she's like, "Do you have like the converter like for the phone?" And I'm like, "You don't have the converter? And you're leaving tomorrow?" And you're just asking like your in-laws? Like it just didn't make sense. I was like, these people did not plan at all.
No.
The door's unlocked because the pizza guy walks right in.
Yeah.
You have the fake cop played by Joe Pesci, who's basically a burglar who's pretending to be a police officer. They walk right into the house, and no one's concerned that there's strangers just lingering.
Well, according to Buzz, we live on the safest street in America where
right.
nothing even remotely dangerous ever happens.
He does say that.
So maybe that plays into it. And also, we have to mention, this house is massive.
Oh, my God.
Not only are there 11 people in this family, they're all flying to France and all the parents get first class tickets.
Mm-hmm.
So like the McCallisters have a nice bit of money.
Well, they mentioned, I picked up this time that I think they said that Kevin's uncle who lives in France, because I think his mom said like, "Oh yeah, my brother-in-law is flying us all out for Christmas." I was like, oh, he got money.
Oh, he flew them
yeah.
out. Okay. Well, even still, they live in a suburb of Chicago in a massive home. And the street that they live on, it looks like everybody has a massive home.
Mm-hmm.
So this is obviously a part of the reason why Marv and Harry are scoping this neighborhood. Because it's like, this is where people have money. And this is where everybody vacations for the holiday.
Exactly.
So it's easy pickings.
Yeah. Makes
so,
sense.
yeah, they have mad money. And they have mad people in this house.
Too many people.
Too many people. So... Can we talk a little bit about this family dynamic? Because
sure.
we learn very quickly that Kevin is the youngest. He's the overlooked one. He's the one that kind of gets pushed to the side.
Which doesn't really make sense. Because typically the youngest child is the one that's babied. Mm-hmm. It's the one that you want to make sure that they're packed, their things are together. You have their plane ticket. You have their passport. It's like, you didn't realize that you didn't pull out Kevin's passport? You didn't realize, like...
You didn't realize that they threw his ticket in the
in
trash
the garbage.
with all of the spilled milk.
Not to mention, the way that they treat Kevin, it pisses me off. Because...
Which part?
Because
Let's get
Buzz,
into it.
Because Buzz is obviously a bully. like anybody with a half of a brain cell could see that Buzz is a bully here. He eats all of Kevin's cheese pizza, and he knows that's the only pizza that this kid will eat. And he's like, "Quick, Kevin, get a plate!" Like trying to barf it all up. And so Kevin, of course, gets up mad and he pushes his brother. And of course, you know, the milk or the milk spills, the soda spills, it's a whole mess. And then Uncle Frank starts yelling at him, "Look what you did, you little jerk." And the mom gets mad at him. Everyone's like looking at him like, "Kevin, blah, blah, blah." And I'm like, did y'all not see why this happened?
Well, no, they didn't. So a number of things about this scene that I think need to be examined further. Number one, you talk about the fact that Frank calls his nephew a little jerk.
Crazy.
In front of the entire family, his parents say nothing.
Crazy.
Which is kind of like validating it. So then it's like, so you agree that your kid's a little jerk? After which his brother calls him a disease. Again, no response. And then when Kevin tries to defend himself, that's when his parents step in and say like, hey, that's
enough.
That's too far.
Yeah.
So I could be called a jerk by my uncle, a disease by my brother. And then when I try to defend myself, then it's upstairs, no food for you.
And you already know
And it's
how I
time
feel
for you to
about
go
that.
to bed. Right? So now I don't get any pizza.
Ugh.
And we're flying to France tomorrow morning and I don't get to eat.
I told you, I hate when
I'm 8 years old.
I hate when parents send their kids to bed without food in these TV shows. Like, that's not a punishment. It's just not. You're starving your kid. Great parenting.
Yeah, his parents are trash, which is really the point I'm getting at. And this is going to be a running theme of this episode because his parents are really not good parents at all. The other thing about this scene that I don't think I've noticed before, or I noticed it maybe subconsciously, but they come in, they grab the pizza, everybody's sitting around the dinner table, they're handing out the pizza, okay, we got the cheese, we got the sausage, da-da-da, they're pouring the Pepsi, Fuller's sipping on his can, you know he's going to pee to bed. Everybody's having a good little time eating. Meanwhile, the delivery man's still in the living room.
Yeah.
Waiting to get paid.
Yeah.
Because Uncle Frank, the cheapskate, says, oh, this is my brother's place. He'll take care of it.
I don't live here. The dad walked right by. He stops and chats with the police officer and then just walked out.
So I'm like, yo, so this man is just standing there for who knows how long while they're all enjoying their dinner.
He could have been upstairs in their bedrooms.
He could have been anywhere.
Doing anything. Hiding in the closet waiting for them to go to bed to kill them all.
But also, like, bro, somebody pay me my money. Like, I would have walked in the kitchen like, yo,
Excuse
is somebody
me?
going to pay me? Like, y'all are, like, enjoying this pizza. The delivery is half eaten by the time he finally gets paid.
And again, this is your youngest child. You're not concerned that he hasn't eaten. You're not pulling out a plate for him. It just doesn't make sense to me, the way they treat poor Kevin. And yes, Kevin has a very smart mouth, which we see. But I also feel like,
yes, he
does.
I
feel like this is how he has to defend himself, because what else can he possibly do? He's a little kid.
So this actually brings me to a question I wanted to ask you, because when we're introduced to Kevin at the beginning of the movie, he comes into his parents' room and he's complaining because the adults are letting his older cousins watch a rated R movie, and they basically say he's too young, that he can't watch it. And he comes in and jumps basically on his parents' bed. He's complaining, and his mother tells him to get off the bed, and he says, why don't you hang up the phone and make me, why don't you? So he's got a smart mouth. Later on, he basically tells his mother, you guys, my family sucks, and I hope I never see any of you jerks again. He's definitely has a very smart mouth for an 8-year-old boy. And so I wonder, like, is he like a kid that is kind of like, this kid's kind of a jerk? Or is it like, well, everybody's a jerk, so he's not wrong? Like, where do you stand on Kevin and his behavior?
So I feel like when I was younger, I was more along the lines of like, oh, this kid is bad. Because again, like in our house, you're not talking to mom and dad like that.
To Jamaican parents, forget about it.
Like, it's not going to happen.
Nah, you're
So I was like, oh, this kid is bad. But like watching it back now, I'm like, yo, his family sucks. And he's kind of just like, look, like you guys are all jerks because they are jerks. And again, I think that's all he has is his words. So it's like, I'm defending myself. And like, maybe we're not seeing what happened prior to that, but the way he feels is like, y'all don't care about me. So like, they pop off at him. So he's probably popping off right back.
They talk to him crazy.
Yeah.
Like, they talk to him super crazy. Even before the pizza scene. Like, they're talking to him crazy. His sister basically calls him an idiot in French. His brother tells him, I wouldn't let you in my room if you were growing on my ass.
That line is funny though.
Like, it's like, yo, he's an 8-year-old. Like, y'all talk to him super crazy, and nobody seems to have any sense of maternal or like, you know, fraternal even instinct towards this little boy. So it's like they're all kind of just like doing their own thing, and then he came along and they were just like, oh, screw this kid.
Exactly.
But it's like, that's a strange dynamic. But yeah, they give him nothing, and his parents don't really seem to defend him when it happens. So it's kind of like, is he really wrong to be kind of a smart mouth jerk?
Nope.
Maybe not.
My answer now is no, as an adult. So the next morning they wake up and we know what happens.
We slept in.
And all the music's like, they run around the house, and again, they're still packing. if you see that montage, they're still running around in their pajamas. People trying to throw their bags down, and it's like,
Well, Uncle Frank got spilled
what?
Pepsi on his pizza, so maybe they had to order another bag. Who knows how late they stayed up? They never finished the rated R movie. It was a late night.
It's like, what were y'all doing all night? Like, okay, when I'm flying out the next day,
Watching trash and eating rubbish.
Well,
That's probably what
particularly flying out to another country, which I just recently did. It's like the clothes I'm wearing to the airport, my bag, everything is ready to go. So all I'm doing in the morning is literally like, the morning routine: wash your face, brush your teeth, throw in your toiletries, and go. Like, why am I still running around in my pajamas trying to figure out like where stuff is?
The other part that
It's
I
crazy.
found pretty unrealistic, other than the fact that they still weren't packed. Well, also somehow they made the flight, which
They had 45 minutes.
They definitely would not have.
No.
But the house is full, mind you, right? There's at least 7 people in the family that lives there, plus an aunt and uncle, and probably 3 or 4 more cousins. So you're telling me that in a house of like 11, 12 people, not one person woke up before 8 o'clock to be like, yo, we should get up. There's at least 5 adults in the house. Nobody wakes up before 8 o'clock?
No.
So I'm like, yo, this is not real. Like, there's always at least one person who gets up early. Like, that's just what it is.
Especially with little kids. Little kids get up. I'm hungry, whatever. So, yeah, that didn't really make a lot of sense. But anyway, and then even them catching the flight didn't make sense because when they get there, the door was already closed.
There's no way.
And the agent was like, oh, the plane's still here. You can get back on. And I'm like, the door's closed. You can't just open the door back.
Well, regardless of the door, like, I just don't think they would have made it.
Well, no, they wouldn't have.
Like, because even like, and granted, it's 1990. Airport security is not what it is now.
It's pre-9/11. Yeah.
They still have paper tickets, for crying out loud. Which kind of allows the whole mix-up in the first place, right? Because they're not like, nowadays your ticket's like attached to your ID. They take a photo of you when you get through.
Yeah.
So like, there's none of that going on, but it's also like, y'all live outside of Chicago. Y'all would have had to go inside the city to get to the airport, and the flight takes off in 45 minutes.
No,
like,
it's impossible.
Yeah, by the time y'all got through security, the flight would have been taken off. But anyway, they leave out. And nobody notices Kevin is still sleeping in the attic.
Because Heather was asked as the eldest sibling to do a head count. And she lines all the kids up and she's counting the heads. But there's one like annoying little neighbor kid who comes over like, oh, you guys are going to France? We're going to Florida, blah, blah, blah. He's like opening their bags and taking pictures and like doing random things. And so Heather counts him as Kevin. And when the mom gets in the car, she basically says, Heather, did you do a head count? And she's like, yep, all the kids are here, all the adults are here, let's ride. And that was it. She didn't even check to see Kevin was there.
Of course, the most unrealistic thing about this is that we're supposed to believe that a mother wouldn't notice her youngest child is missing. Which is like, even if you didn't check on everyone else, you check on your baby.
Yes. That's why I was like, okay, this makes 0 sense. And then also I was thinking, so they all leave. Kevin now wakes up and he realizes the house is like dead silent. So he's like, Mom, Dad, Uncle Frank, like, where's everybody? And he's walking around and he's sitting in the kitchen and he starts thinking like, maybe my family disappeared? But as he's saying this, I'm looking around and like the house is spotless.
But that's why they were up all night.
Wet. But then in the morning they're running around like maniacs. So I'm like, the house looks like it had been like polished, like mopped. I'm like, when did this happen?
Hey man,
That I didn't believe that.
Movie magic.
I'm like, that didn't happen. So now Kevin thinks like, oh, because I wished I would never see them again, somehow some Christmas miracle.
His Christmas miracle came true. And the other thing is
my family's
that
gone.
He's like, they couldn't have gone to the airport because he sees their cars are still in the driveway.
Right.
Not knowing that they actually got an airport shuttle.
Right.
So he's like, yo, the cars are still here. They couldn't have left. So like, they must have just poof and disappeared.
Oh.
So it's lit.
It is lit. So he starts eating ice cream for dinner, eating popcorn, jumping up and down on the bed.
It's the dream. It's the dream, particularly for a kid who's been terrorized by his family. Then it's like, yo, like, this is my chance to do all the things that I've always been told I can't do. Jump up and down on the bed, watch the movie that's rated R, eat whatever I want, play with the sled inside the house.
That was kind of fun.
Like, it's literally like whatever I want to do, I can do it because there's no parents and there's no brother to annoy me. So my brother who tells me I can never go in his room, I'm going to go in his room and go through all his stuff. It's like everything I've ever wanted to do. It's a kid's dream come true.
Yeah, I understand that.
What would you be doing if your parents disappeared and you had the house to yourself?
I don't think I was into like that kind of stuff when I was 8.
Ice cream?
I've always been kind of like, I would eat ice cream and eat cookies, but like, I don't think I would be like running around the house. Like, I just want to like read my books. And, like,
yes, finally, my parents are gone. I can read.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, I don't know, like, at 8, what I would do. Like, I feel like, if you're older, you have like your friends come over and like it would be fun.
Yeah.
But like at 8, like, what am I doing?
I think that probably plays a lot different. If this is an 8-year-old girl too, I feel like little boys have like all this energy pent up that they're just like trying to get out. Girls are typically a little bit more put together, even at a young age.
Yeah.
Where it's like, okay, my parents are gone. Where's my mom? And he's like, oh, it's lit. Let me sled down the stairs.
You're right. Yeah, I would never think to do that. Like, maybe if you were doing it, maybe like, okay, that's kind of fun. But I wouldn't just think to do that.
No.
There's no way I'm doing that.
That's real. Oh,
so now they're on the plane, and mom's realizing we forgot something. And dad's trying to figure out, he's like, well, did you turn off the stove? Yes. Did you do this? Yes. And she's like, did you close the garage? He's like, that's it. I didn't close the garage. And she's like, no, that's not it. And then she's sitting there and she realizes, and she's like, Kevin! So when you watch that scene, when she says Kevin, there's a man sitting behind her in first class. And when she says Kevin, he like jumps up. It's the funniest thing to me. I don't know why. But he's like awake by like
because
her yelling.
It's also like I'm trying to sleep on this on this flight to France, and a woman screams in the middle of first class, like, bro.
And then everybody comes over, and then Frank's like, well, if it's any consolation, like I forgot my reading glasses.
Not the time, Frank.
It's like, come on, Frank, sit down somewhere.
Not the time, Frank. So let's talk about Marv and Harry. Which one's Marv and which one's Harry?
Marv is Daniel Stern and Harry is Joe Pesci.
Okay, so the tall one and the short one. They kind of remind me of the guys from the 101 Dalmatians.
Yep.
Like Horace and Jasper, I think their names were.
Yeah.
So they kind of have that same, like the tall skinny one and the short chubby one. And you said Harry is
Joe Pesci.
Joe Pesci. So Harry's kind of their brains of the operation. Not kind of. He is.
He is.
You get the sense that Marv is really just there because he'll do the things that Harry's telling him to do. And so like, okay, I need another pair of hands. And so that's why I'm bringing you in on this. But he doesn't really seem to be all that intelligent. And he's obsessed with this idea of having this calling card.
God,
every time
it's
they
the
rob
dumbest
someone's
idea.
home, he floods it by plugging up the sink and letting the water run. So then it's like, oh, this is how everyone will know that it's the same people who robbed their house. It's like,
Why would you want them to know that?
yeah, it doesn't make any sense. And this is why Harry's like, that's really stupid. Like, will you stop doing that?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I want to go in and I want to get their things and I want to go out without anybody knowing who we are. And he's like, nah, but all the great ones have their calling card. It's like, what are you talking about?
And they're not wearing any masks.
No, but they're not wearing a mask. But it's also 1990, so people don't have like cameras in their homes. So that's the whole thing. Like, there's no home security systems. There's no Brinks. There's no anything. So it's like, all I need is a crowbar to break into the front door, and then it's lit. When they get home, they're gonna realize they got robbed. But as long as I'm wearing gloves, they're not gonna be able to fingerprint me.
That's true.
It's like, the 90s was a great time for burglars. So it's so much more work now.
That's a take.
It's so much more work now.
Oh my Lord. Yeah, so of course, Kevin McCallister's house is the house. Like that is the house that he wants to get.
Silver tuna.
It's the biggest joint in the block. It has all the things in there, and that's what they want. And so throughout the film, they drive by a few times, and they think the McCallisters have left, but Kevin is able to basically confuse them so that they think that they're having a Christmas party one night. And I mean, he puts up like a Michael Jordan poster on a train set so that it goes like around the room. Mm-hmm. Then he has like strings tied to his feet and his arms, and he's making it seem like different mannequins. He has a mannequin sitting on top of like a record player, and so it's spinning around and around in front of a window. I mean, and I'm like, this kid is brilliant. Because how are you thinking about all these things?
It's crazy. The thing about it is, when he first encounters them, he's at home, watching his bad movies or whatever. And he sees like their silhouette through his window of like these creepy guys walking around trying to get to his basement. So he's like, oh, this is crazy. So he turns on all the lights, which is smart thinking.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking like if I'm in his position as an 8-year-old in this big house and I see some creepy guys about to come in, like how terrified you would be in that moment.
Yeah.
Like that's absolutely terrifying. But he still has the presence of mind to not call the police. Of course, the phone lines are down for a majority of the show.
Yeah.
But even at the end, he doesn't call the cops. And it's like, he probably knows he's getting taken away to child services. Like, he's going to be living in a group home if he calls the cops. Because they're going to be like, where are your parents?
I want to talk about these cops for a second. Because when they arrive in France and they realize what's going on, and the mom gets on the phone with the cops to tell them, like, my son is home alone. These cops could not care any less than they do. Like, it's not possible. She calls them, and they're basically like, the guy's eating a donut, and he's just like, what? Huh? Oh, their kid's what? Knocking on the door, transferring lines to someone else. They finally get a cop out there, and then when the cop does, he like bangs on the door. He doesn't announce himself at all. He doesn't say it's the police. Your parents are worried about you. They asked me to come out. Nothing. He's just banging on the door. So like Kevin's hiding because he's like, I don't know who that is. Like, what's going on? And then when he knocks twice, no one responds. He's basically like, there's no one home. Tell her to count her kids again. I'm like, that's it?
Tell her to count her kids again.
That's what he said. I was like, these cops.
It's like, yo, it's Christmas Eve. I don't care.
They don't care. Rose, hyper on 2. And I'm like, bro, like, she's worried about her child.
I could not care any less about this. So what I noticed is when she first calls the woman who initially picks up is supposed to be like domestic something.
No, she's the police department, and then she transfers her to the guy who was the crisis hotline.
Oh, okay.
So she called the police.
So he's like expecting some sort of domestic dispute. Yeah, and she's like, no, I'm not even home. So he's like, you're not? Like, why did she transfer me to you?
Right.
Like, get out of here. Like, this has nothing to do with me. And then the woman who's like on the regular police department, she's wrapping Christmas gifts. Yeah. Like, she's completely like, I don't care about this. So this is a running theme that we see in movies such as these, where like the police are always kind of incompetent. They're always the last to show up. And Kevin basically protects his house all by his own without any help from the cops. But again, like, if the cops were able to locate him when they came banging on his door or at any other point before the end of the movie, like, they're never seeing him again.
Because get him back.
Because it's also like, bro, like you flew to Paris and you left your kid here, like, you're unfit.
They would get him back eventually. They worked through a parenting plan.
Oh, okay.
They would get him back.
Yeah, well, you know this system better than I do.
But yeah, I mean, I still don't know why he didn't call the cops, because like I don't think he was thinking about CPS. Like, he just didn't think to do so, even when the phone lines came up, which was like, bro, you could do laundry, you can go grocery shopping, you can make yourself mac and cheese. Which to this day I'm upset he didn't get a chance to eat.
That's really
like
sad.
That really blows me.
There's a lot of product placement in that supermarket scene, but it's funny because you talk about how he's like making food, he's grocery shopping, he's doing laundry, He creates this battle plan for the robbers. He does this whole elaborate Michael Jordan dance scene. And this is the same kid that couldn't pack his suitcase.
Pack my suitcase?
Like, literally didn't know the first thing about packing the suitcase. Which to me says, number one, obviously this movie is completely unrealistic. But I think the other thing is, like, I'm always kind of, I'm an 8-year-old. Like, I'm kind of coddled. I can do kind of nothing, and somebody's going to end up doing it for me. Even his sister says, like, mom's just going to pack your suitcase anyway. But then it's like, when you're put in a situation where you can't rely on anybody else, like, actually you can do a lot of these things. You just weren't forced to before. And so, like, I'm thinking at the end of the movie, when they find out that he's done laundry and went grocery shopping, like, your chores are gonna change now, buddy boy. Like, you're gonna be getting a lot more responsibility around the house because you can't play dumb anymore. It's not like, oh, Kevin doesn't know how to do it. Nah, Kevin kept up the house for 2 days by himself.
That is true. Kevin, go to the grocery store.
Yeah. Kevin, you're doing a lot more around this house, buddy boy.
Get some gas.
Yeah. Straight up.
So, what do you think when you think about this film and the way he set up the house and the different traps for Marv and for Harry? What was your favorite trap?
Ooh, my favorite trap. I gotta say, my favorite is definitely the flame torch.
Yeah.
Which is also like a murder trap, right? Like, as soon as they open the door, they're going to burn alive. Yeah. Which is crazy, but yeah, I think that's great. Just also the way that it's shot and the look on Joe Pesci's face when he's getting his hair burnt, and then having to put it out in the snow is just like, it's amazing.
It's so good.
It's definitely the best one. I also kind of, this is probably a more underrated one, but I also enjoy the micro machines where the
little cars.
Yeah.
Whoa!
Yeah,
when they slip and fall. And also, it's like, bro, y'all have just went through like 4 different traps. You're not gonna watch where you're going.
There's a lot of plot holes in this part of the movie, actually, and not even just like the whole like they would have died, they would have gotten injured. Yeah. Like, obviously this is very cartoonish, but like, what is actually the point of y'all coming to this house? Because they come in the house, like, at first they can't get in, right? He shoots them with the BB guns, and then they're like, oh, we can't get in. But then Marv gets in the house through the basement after slipping on the ice. Mm-hmm. He steps on the stairs that have the tar.
The tar.
And he steps on that nail.
I like that one. That was my favorite one.
Gives a great scream.
Yeah.
Like,
that was good.
Top 5 and not 5. Like, he's great at screaming. The scream that he gives when he puts the tarantula on his face is just
so
chef's kiss.
That was a real tarantula.
So it was probably a real scream.
Yes, it was real. Because they told him, we have a fake one. We also have a real one. Like, and he was like, let's do the real one. Like, let's do it for real. Mm-hmm. And so, like, he screamed, he opened his mouth that wide with a big old tarantula on his face.
Nah, he killed.
Which is crazy.
He killed. It's such a great scream.
Yeah.
But the point I'm making is, after he steps on the nail, he's basically like, oh, my foot. Mm-hmm. And then he goes back outside. But then it's like, bro, just go up the stairs.
Yeah, he was right there.
And don't step on the nail.
Like, he was right there.
Like, you've already made your way inside the house. Like, just don't step on the nail the next time.
Wait, so now he has to walk back down the tar steps?
Well, no, he fell backwards.
Oh, that's right. Okay, that's right. He fell backwards and he went back outside.
Then
he
went back outside and went back to the front door.
But
That's when he creeps in the window.
He went into the window and then he ends up stepping on the ornament. So the ornaments were made out of hard candy, and he did actually step on those.
I mean, yeah, I don't know how you could have made that.
Like,
up.
this man is just he's doing all types of things. But again, it's like, you didn't look down after what just happened to
he
you.
stepped mad hard too.
Yeah.
it's like you're supposed to be a cat burglar, bro. Like you're moving like a dog burglar. Like there's no
Like a bull.
yeah. Like come on, dog. A bull in a china shop. Like he's stepping mad hard. It's like, bro, you have no. But that's also been established early in the movie because when they rob the neighbor's house, the Murphys, we see the way that Marv is stealing things. It's like very haphazard. There's no care or delicacy.
He's just making
to
a mess.
He's all over the place. So he has no cat in his burglar.
But also it's counterproductive because he's breaking the items that he wants to steal. It's like he's using his crowbar and he's just smashing things. And it's like, aren't you trying to steal these things to maybe sell it? Like I don't understand why you're just smashing.
We have 100 items here. They are all broken. But if you'd like to buy them from me, I'll give you a very good price. No, thank you, Marv. I'll take what Harry's got, though.
It just didn't make any sense. I was like, what are you doing, bro? What was his, I mean,
yeah.
it's just something to do, I guess.
It was really just something to do because he wasn't very good at robbery.
That's a shame.
So the other thing about when they get in the house, right? And I don't know why I never thought about this before because, like I said, I've seen this movie hundreds of times. They get in the house. At this point, he's done the blowtorch. He's done a plastic wrap with the glue, and then he puts the feathers on Harry.
Very ineffective.
He does the blowtorch. He does the micro machines.
Iron.
He hits them with the paint can. The iron. The iron that falls down from the pull string.
Mm-hmm.
And at this point, he's basically goading them up the stairs where he's going to slide to the treehouse, get them to come outside, and then cut the rope.
Right.
And basically, the plan works to perfection. However, at one point, before they start chasing him to the treehouse, he basically slides outside the house to his treehouse. And they're in the house by themselves.
Yeah.
They could just rob the house.
They could have robbed the house the entire time.
It's like, you're chasing this child, but the whole point was for you to rob this home. And he literally left the house.
But the problem is, at this point, it's about revenge. Because he has inflicted so much injuries upon them. Like, you got to think, like, the iron, the blowtorch, like, these people are in pain. So now it's just like, I got to get this kid. Like,
what were they going to do? Kill him?
I don't know. Beat him up? Kidnap him? I don't know.
Beat him up.
I don't know.
Beat him up and then go back home, having not robbed anything.
I don't know. But I think at that point, they were just pissed off.
Yeah, that's definitely what it is.
Maybe just tie him up, you know.
Yeah, that's
something
right.
like that. A lot of things they didn't really make a lot of sense. So while this is going on, I kind of want to talk about the mom and her quest to get back home. Because once she realized what's happened, the cops were of no help, as you said. So now she's at the airport and she's raising all types of hell. I mean, she's yelling at these poor people that are just working at the airport. She's like, I need to get on a flight, like, right now. And they're like, I mean, I'm sorry, the flights are oversold. Like, it's the holiday season. Like, I don't know what you want me to do.
It's literally Christmas Eve.
I mean, this poor guy from American Airlines, she was like, I will sell my soul to the devil himself to get back to my son. And I'm sitting here like, girl, you left your son at home.
Yeah, this is not his fault.
Like, how dare you come up here?
It's not American Airlines' fault.
Like, how dare you come up here and yell at this poor man for your mistake? I couldn't believe it.
A huge mistake, too.
Yeah. And this is when John Candy's character overhears what's going on, and he's like, oh, like, if you want to ride with us, which, okay, red flag. You are a woman traveling by yourself, and you're about to enter some creepy white van with these,
literally,
with like, I don't know, 4 or 5 or 6 of these random men from this polka band. There's no way.
Well, desperate times.
Yeah, but in real life, she wouldn't make it there.
Maybe.
Okay, she might.
I mean,
she might not.
That's assuming that they had ill intent.
Well,
which they didn't.
I would assume that automatically.
No, it's a fair assumption, but like, she could have made it home.
She
like,
could
it's
have.
not like just because they offered her help, they definitely were going to kill her.
But
like
is that something is that a gamble you're willing to take?
Well, I think that speaks to the desperation of her trying to get back home by any means necessary. The irony, of course, is that she ends up taking such a roundabout route that she gets home the same time as her family,
Right.
who just flew standby.
They just waited.
The issue is that, obviously you're waiting versus doing something and being proactive.
Yeah, I understand that.
And I think for me, because I was just having this conversation recently about the fact that, like, I would rather take a slightly longer route and feel like I'm moving,
like, to
than
avoid
to
the
like
traffic.
sit in traffic.
Oh yeah.
And it's like, I'm probably gonna get there maybe a couple minutes earlier, but at least I'm like doing something about it. And so I feel like that's where she was, where it's like, I don't want to be sitting in proverbial traffic where I'm just like,
I don't want to wait.
yeah, exactly. Waiting in the airport in the middle of Paris for maybe a standby flight. By the time she gets home, she ends up flying from like Paris to St. Louis to Milwaukee to something else. Like, she ends up taking all these
All
random
over the
flights. She's selling jewelry. She's giving
Oh,
money away.
yeah.
Like, she's doing all this stuff to
Yeah.
like, I just need to get back to Chicago by any means necessary. And so, like, in the end, it doesn't really work out for her because she gets home like literally 10 minutes before the rest of her family.
Yeah.
But I felt that because I'm like, yeah, like, I'm not gonna, my kid's at home. Like, I'm not gonna want to just be like, all right, I'll just wait for the next available flight, which her husband was fine doing.
Yeah.
by the way.
He was completely unbothered, I want to say. Like,
Yeah.
he was kind of just like, oh, Kevin's at home. Like,
It's like, oh man, that's crazy. But it's like, he's your son too. Like, it's
That's
not,
crazy.
It's not just your wife's son.
yeah,
He was like,
really,
damn, that's crazy.
he was chilling at his brother's house in Paris. Like,
Yeah, he was like, yo, these cops, they don't understand. I keep calling. It's like, bro, you could have left with your wife.
yeah, he had no reason to stay
he
behind.
left his wife in the airport. Was like, all right, if
I
you really want to go back that bad, we're already in Paris. I'm gonna go see my brother, but let me know how it goes.
Uncle Frank was just eating a shrimp cocktail. He didn't care at all.
She was like, that's supposed to be for after dinner. What are you doing? He's like, shrimp guys, come on. I feel like that's one of the things that did not age well is like this concept of like the mom cares about her kids and the
Yep.
dad just couldn't be bothered. Devil's advocate, you could say they got a better chance of getting one standby ticket than getting two together. So like, devil's advocate, you could say that, but also he didn't seem all that miffed about it.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't like, man, I got to
The
get home to
panic.
see my son.
Yeah,
It was just
yeah.
like, my wife's going to handle this
Mhm.
and I'm going to go see my brother. Like, that's really what it was.
Yeah, he definitely was like that. So I was thinking about when Kevin was home by himself and he was,
He was home alone.
yes, and he's going through, all the things, and he goes to Buzz's room and he gets into Buzz's secret stash.
Mhm.
And when he opens the Playboy, and he's like, no clothes on anyone, sickening.
Sickening.
And I'm like, that's how a young kid would react.
What 8-year-old uses the word sickening?
Well, Kevin McCallister,
Yeah.
baby. He's a smart kid.
He is very smart.
I would love to see him like in one scene in school. I
Oh,
feel like that would have
wow.
been fantastic.
That would have been great. It was Christmas break though.
I know. I just, for some reason, it came to me and I was like, yo, this would have been hilarious to see him like just one little classroom scene. I feel like Willie would have been like icing on the cake.
Nah, because even the way he interacts with adults throughout the movie is so amazing. Like when he goes to see the Santa Claus, and he's like, I know how this thing works. I know you're not the real Santa Claus, but I know you can get in touch with him. Like he just has this aura. And we definitely have to talk about this supermarket scene, which for me is
Oh, man.
it's so perfect that from a screenwriting perspective, it's just like, it's magnificent. Like it's one of my favorite scenes in this movie. Every time I see it, I'm just like, this is so good.
Tell us why.
The way that he responds to the cashier. First of all, he's walking around with a shopping cart, like picking up goodies and groceries and picking up milk and like all this stuff. So first of like the setup is already amazing. This little kid who's in the grocery store basically doing family shopping. He gets tied. Like he's like
Yeah,
very
he's being
responsible.
responsible.
So then he gets to the checkout, and as as the woman's checking the thing, she's looking at him like, yo, what's going on?
Mm-hmm.
And then at one point, she checks like a bag of toys.
Mm-hmm.
And then he looks at her like, it's for the
kids.
It's for the kids. As if he is a father of 3.
You know, the father.
And then when she's checking the different things, I think when she goes to check the tide, he says, wait, I've got a coupon for that. It's just so perfect. Like his delivery and her skepticism. And then she starts asking him questions and he's lying about where his parents are.
Right.
My mom's in the car, my dad's at work. And then she's like, well, where do you live? I can't tell you that. Why not? Because you're a stranger. And I'm like, ooh.
Yeah.
He got you.
Yeah.
And she's like, damn, he got me.
Yeah, because what can you say to that? Nothing.
Ma'am, I'm 8 years old. You think I would be here alone? I don't think so.
It's so perfect.
It is. It's very good.
It's so perfect. I never get tired of seeing that scene.
Oh.
The whole like aftershave thing is kind of the part of the movie that made the biggest buzz. No pun intended.
Yeah.
When the movie came out, and obviously the hands on the face is like on the poster and all that stuff. But
Well,
like,
you know about that scene. So initially, it was scripted that he was supposed to, put the aftershave on his face, like just put it on and then yell. But when they were shooting the scene, he left his hands on and yelled, and they was like, "Oh, we like that. Let's do that." But it wasn't actually supposed to happen in that way.
There you go.
He just did it that way, and they were like, "Oh, this is brilliant. Let's keep it
Fortuitous
that way."
mistake.
And also, it's like, if you think about it, it doesn't make any sense because he didn't just shave his face, which means his pores would not be open, which means the aftershave.
Yeah, but he also has very delicate child skin. I don't know if it would burn, but it certainly wouldn't feel good. I don't know.
I don't shave, so don't know.
But yeah, it definitely those scenes don't do as much for me, but I think even the scenes where he's by himself, where he's by himself for a majority of this movie.
Mm-hmm.
And so like he does a lot of talking to himself, which is like, yeah, I guess you have to do that, otherwise this kid's just not gonna have any lines. But even just the way that he talks when he's alone is just very much like this 40-year-old man running through his to-do list. It's like, who is this kid?
I wash my hair with the Don't Formula shampoo and use cream rinse for that Just Wash Shine. I can't seem to find my toothbrush, so I'll pick one up when I go out today. Other than that, I'm in good shape.
I love it.
And for him to come off like I said, at the beginning of the movie, it's like, oh, he's like this pathetic little kid who gets bullied by his siblings and he doesn't know how to pack his suitcase and he's reliant on everybody. And then we see like, nah, this is not what it is. Like he actually has way more going on inside his mind. He just gets ignored.
Oh, that's a good way to think about it. I mean, maybe not good way, but an interesting way to think about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think you mentioned before about the poor pizza boy, about how they were eating and like didn't pay him. As I was watching it back this time, I was like, man, this poor little Nero's guy, like, I felt bad for him because when he comes back, when Kevin's there by himself, he decides he wants to order a pizza. And so he obviously can't order it in his child voice. And so he orders it, I guess. Well, back then, I guess he had to have called it in.
Mm-hmm.
But when the pizza boy arrives, he ends up playing parts of the film. What was it? Like Angels with Filthy Souls. And, it's like, leave him on doorstep, get the hell out of here, and all that stuff. And the poor guy thinks that he's shooting at him at the end when he gives him the money. And he like does a nosedive into the snow and he's scrambling to get out of there. And like that scene's supposed to be funny, like ha ha ha. But I was watching it and I was like, I feel bad for the guy. Like
he feel bad for little Nero.
Because every time he tries to come the first time, he like has to like hound them for his money.
He did get a tip. He did get a nice tip.
Tip the first time
from Peter McCallister.
But then the second
father.
time, like he comes back and he almost gets shot at. Like I just felt bad. I was like, oh, poor little Nero.
Poor little Nero.
Poor little Nero. He's just doing his job.
Hey man, he had to get that lovely cheese pizza just for him.
He sure did.
He had to do it. Another thing this is a small thing, but I never really thought about this before. When the mom is riding back with the Polka Bums and they're in the back of the rental van, they're like driving through Midwest, who knows, Wisconsin, Chicago, wherever they are, in the middle of winter. And they're in the back of the van though. So like they wouldn't have had any heat. Like they would have frozen.
Yeah.
Because it's like in the dead of winter, and we can see even in the exterior shots that it's pretty cold and there's snow on the ground. But they're all just like sitting there playing their instruments. They have coats on, sure, but I don't think that would have like worked, especially not for like a 6-hour road trip. And whoever was in the front seat would have been very comfortable.
Absolutely. I didn't think
But
about that.
also, like, there's no air coming in, so that's probably also not great for them. But regardless of that, they're able to get through. When I guess the last thing I want to talk about before we get to like the theme is this conversation he has with the old man in the church.
Oh yeah.
I feel like when I've watched this movie, I always this is gonna sound bad, but like I feel like I always kind of like ignore this scene.
Yeah, you tune out.
Like it's on and it's like, oh, he's talking to the man, but it's like, all right, I'm just waiting for the part where he starts pulling the booby traps. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't really care. But paying more attention to it this go around, I'm like, this is actually like a really touching conversation, and it's kind of at the core of the film of like this whole, I mean, we're going to talk about themes shortly, but like he gives this really emotionally mature advice. It's like he's like therapizing this old man, and I'm like, yo, this kid is like mad smart.
Yes.
And again, like I said, like you're not. What did you think of that scene?
You know, it's funny. As I was watching it, and he was talking to him about, I mean, I guess I'm going to touch on themes. I don't know if I can avoid it, but like overcoming your fears. And the way he was talking to him and giving him the advice, and the way he was just like so self-assured in the way he was giving it to him reminded me of The Sixth Sense. And how, not Joel Osteen.
Shout out to Kendrick.
What is that little boy's name?
Haley Joel Osment.
Yes, thank you. Joel Osment. How he was acting, and how when he was talking to Bruce Willis's character in the movie about like, trying to talk to his wife and all that. It kind of gave me that kind of dynamic of having a very young boy talking to a much older man and being able to give advice in a way that I think a lot of adults wouldn't be able to. And
it's almost like the simple thing is sometimes what you disregard.
Yeah.
It's like you overthink it and you're like, oh, I can't do this because my relationship with my son is all broken and I said things I shouldn't have said and he might not pick up. He's like, but what if he does?
Right.
And he's like, oh.
He's like, huh?
He's like,
what do you mean?
But maybe he's just waiting for you to call him. So just call him. And then if he doesn't pick up, at least you'll know.
At least you know.
Like, oh, yeah. It's like, bro, you didn't think of this?
But it's true. But it's true. I feel like, again, like children will simplify things and they look at things in a very, elementary way. He even gave the example of, I was so afraid to go down to my basement and like face my furnace. But once I got down there, he's just like, turn the lights on. And he's like, I realized it's not so bad. Like,
yeah,
and I was like, oh, you're right. It's not so bad.
It's not so bad.
So yeah, I definitely like that scene a lot. And, we're not talking about this movie today, but it's also a similar thing happens in Home Alone 2 with the bird woman in the park. And he kind of has that kind of relationship with her as well. And he's able to give her some advice on how she can, somewhat better her life.
I could see Kevin growing up and becoming a psychologist. That'd be right for him.
I can see it.
After plenty of therapy, of course, because, he got left alone by his family twice. So he's going to have his own bit of trauma, especially when he gets to high
they
school.
didn't leave him the second time. He just got
he got
messed up at the airport.
They got, misdirected.
He got on the wrong flight, yeah.
So I think you touched on this, but I guess what would you say is the primary theme of this movie.
I think you actually touched on one earlier as well.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I definitely had a few that I pulled out of this movie.
Because like when you were talking about, for instance, about how when Kevin at the beginning of the movie is kind of like this helpless young kid, and then throughout the film he's able to realize like, well, I got to eat, I got to clean my clothes. Which again, like, I'm sorry, I would not be doing laundry. Like, I'm not worried about washing my clothes. I'll just pull something else out.
Mom and Dad will be home sooner or later.
I'm not doing that. But like, yeah, I'm sure the fridge would be empty, right? Because you're going to France for a week or two, so he had to buy food. So it's like, okay,
there's only so much ice cream you could eat.
So steal from Buzz, and then go to the store and figure out what you have to do in order to go about your daily life. And I keep bringing back other movies, but again, it kept reminding me how Kevin was able to adjust and figure out how to basically just live for those few short days. Reminded me of the comedy Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead. Mm-hmm. Because in this very similar situation, after their sitter dies, they have to figure out how can we make money and sustain ourselves over the summer. And it was a very similar situation about, learning how to grow up and learning how to be self-sufficient. So that was definitely something that popped out. I'll let you take one before I say another one.
Well, I think the big theme that really rang true for me, especially after he talks to the neighbor, is the theme of mending broken family relationships. Mm-hmm. Obviously, it's most obvious with the old man who's like, I finally called my son, and then at the end we see them reconnect, and he's able to be with his son and be with his granddaughter, and they're all spending Christmas together. But even Kevin, it's like it took this situation of them leaving him home alone to realize like his value almost, and like they overlooked him, they insulted him, they belittled him. And then when he wasn't there, it's like, actually, this doesn't feel complete without Kevin. Mom goes out of her way, obviously, to get home, and they have a nice moment before the rest of the family gets there. Even like Buzz comes and says he's proud of him and daps him up.
Yeah.
And so like, they're all kind of able to spend the holiday together, and everybody, instead of Kevin, you're an idiot, Kevin, go upstairs, it's like everyone at the end of the movie is coming around Kevin, hugging him, congratulating him, patting him on the head, telling him he did a good job. Aww. And it's like the complete opposite of how the movie starts.
Yeah, that was very nice. Full
and so,
circle.
I think related to that is this bigger idea, especially as this is a Christmas film, is that like your holiday doesn't feel complete but without being with family. Because even when they're in Paris, they're together, they're with their uncle, they're in a foreign country, it's supposed to be nice, but Kevin's not there and nobody's having a good time. So it's like without having that family together, the holiday doesn't really feel complete. And I think the situation with the old man kind of brings that narrative home.
Very well said.
What is your favorite quote from this movie?
You know what it is.
Do I?
Yes, you do.
There's so many, I don't know.
My favorite is, I'm going to give you count of 10.
To get your ugly, yellow, no good keister off my property before I pump your guts full of lead.
All right, Johnny, I'm sorry. I'm going.
1, 2, 10.
And then he starts blasting away.
I
will, like, that never gets old for me. It's just so funny for me. I don't know what I think it's the Johnny part that gets me. Cause he starts like yelling at him, all right, Johnny, I'm sorry. It's like he's trying to like bring it back.
He's trying to save his life.
But then he's like,
it's too late, buddy.
Johnny's like, nah, bro.
And nah, he gave you 1, 2, 10. It's over. He didn't give you to the count of 10. He gave you to the count of 3.
That's what happens.
This is stupid, but I think
I know what you're gonna say.
You already know what I'm gonna say because it's just one of those things that's just funny to me every time. But it's like when he's in Buzz's stuff and he's looking at his stuff and then he finds the picture of the girl and he says, Buzz, your girlfriend, woof. It's so funny. And then the fact that he breaks the picture frame as he slams it back down, like, I can't look at this anymore. It's so funny to the point where, like, anything disappointing, I'll just say woof now because it's just like, it's just such a funny way to react to something. It's just like, ooh, woof.
You're right. I think for me, it is like the fact that he breaks the picture frame that really...
It really does take it up a notch.
Really just sell it for me. So, excuse me, about that scene. So the picture of Buzz's girlfriend is actually a photo of the art director's son. They wanted to avoid being mean to any actual girl. So they had a son just put on the wig and it was like, oh, woof.
That's funny.
And then in regards to Angels with Filthy Souls, of course, it's not a real film. It was shot in one day on a soundstage. And it was a hat tip to a movie called Angels with Dirty Faces. That's a black and white film.
There you go.
I have a few more facts too, but do we have time?
We have a little bit of time. Yeah,
Okay.
Why not?
So as far as the title, in France and Italy and Canada and a few other countries, the title is Mom, I Missed the Plane.
Okay.
Which, no.
That doesn't work.
Another title, I mean, it's the title, so I don't know if
it doesn't work. It doesn't matter if it doesn't work.
It's the title.
He never got to the airport. He didn't miss the plane.
And then if you're in Argentina, Bangladesh, Chile, Mexico, Netherlands, or the Philippines, it's My Poor Little Angel.
But why would they change the title of the movie?
But I'm telling you, I don't.
It doesn't make any sense.
I'm telling you what they're called.
He's home alone. It's a very simple. There's no reason to change it. You're overcomplicating something very simple.
Don't shoot the messenger.
I'm very upset about that.
All right, Joel, I'm sorry. That doesn't work. All right.
It doesn't work at all.
I'm sorry, it doesn't work.
It's very upsetting.
So the producers wanted Robert De Niro to play Harry, but he declined. And then the part was offered to John Lovitz.
John Lovitz.
Lovitz. I'm so bad names. Lovitz. He said, I didn't want to play second fiddle to some kid. And then it became the biggest comedy of all time. Oops.
Oh, that's funny.
Uncle Frank was actually written for Kelsey Grammer, who turned it down.
That's funny. Kelsey Grammer.
Macaulay said that in Home Alone when they hung him up on the coat hook, and Joe Pesci says, I'm going to bite all your fingers off one at a time. Mm-hmm. During one of the rehearsals, he said he bit him so hard that it broke the skin. Accident, I guess.
Hey, he's in the role, man. He's acting.
They also said that during filming, oftentimes they had to like get on Pesci to like wash his mouth because he was so used to filming like gangster films that he, like F-bombs and things would fly, and they had to be like, come on.
This is not Casino, brother.
So that's why they had him say like frick. Yeah. That was a way to get him to say stuff without actually saying things.
Yeah,
because
this is a kid's movie. Relax.
he was having too much fun.
Family film, brother.
Having too much fun.
Way too much fun.
Two quick things. The flooding of the neighbor's home at the very end of the film, they actually filmed it in a nearby school swimming pool. So like I saw the picture, it was pretty dope. They actually like built the set into the pool. So it looked like a living room and all that, but it was like in a pool.
Oh, wow.
I'm like, that is so dope.
That's fire.
Movie magic. And then lastly, to mimic Snow at the very last scene where we see the old man and his family, it was mashed potato flakes that they used to make
what is mashed potato
to
flakes?
make it look like snow.
That doesn't sound like it's approved by the American Dental Association. Mashed potato flakes.
So there goes some movie magic for you all.
All right.
All right. Rating time.
Let's do our rewind ratings.
Who went first last week?
I don't remember.
Oh, you did. Because I remember.
Okay.
I gave that movie a very low score. I love this movie. I mean, Joel said it earlier. We watch this movie every single year. I think some people don't really get why we do. They're like, Home Alone every year. I'm like, yes. Every single year.
Nah, this movie is a classic.
This
is a movie that is 34 years old. Kids that have been born since then have seen it. Like, it's a movie that's going to like live on.
Oh, stand the test of time.
Yeah, it's like It's a Wonderful Life. Like you still watch that movie. It doesn't matter how old he gets.
And you know what's funny about this? So this movie is 1 hour and 43 minutes, and I didn't realize it was that long.
It doesn't feel that long.
It doesn't feel that long at all.
It moves. It moves quickly.
So like, yeah, I mean, I love this movie. I think it's funny. I think Macaulay Culkin is just fantastic in it. There's a reason why it's one of the greats. Like you said, like this, A Christmas Story, like just is not going to go away.
No.
I can watch this over and over again. I do watch this movie over and over again. I mean, I don't really have any notes. There's plot holes, yes, but it's also a comedy. So I feel like you can kind of let these things go. And the fact that I've seen it so many times and there were still things that I didn't realize this time around is very shocking to me. And this is one of my greats. I'm giving it a 5. Screw it.
Screw it. It's like you're trying to convince yourself.
Because I was like,
fine,
okay.
Andrene, I'll do it. No one's telling you not to.
I just love it.
Yeah, nah. This movie, I was asked recently about my top 3 Christmas movies, and I had this at number 1. So, I mean, it's pretty obvious that I'm giving this a 5 as well. This is a certified classic. I love Macaulay in this. For much of the same reason I love A Christmas Story, which I had number 2, is like the little kid just adds so much. What's his name? Frankie? No.
I don't remember. I'm not even going to pretend to act like I do.
Joey? I don't remember. But anyway, that little kid is amazing. This little kid is amazing. And even like Joe Pesci, John Candy, like everybody does what they're supposed to do. Ralphie, that's right. The pacing is great, like you said, so you don't feel like it's almost 2 hours long. And yeah, it's a movie that I watch every year, so end of story.
All right. That was easy enough.
Yeah.
If you would like us to cover a movie that you love or a movie that you hate, doesn't matter.
Or a movie that you hate.
Yeah, I mean, let us know. You can hit us up via email at rewindrewatchpodcasts. No.
That's not our email address.
What is it?
It's rewindrewatch1990s
Thank you.
at gmail.com. Don't listen to her. Social media, then you look up Rewind Rewatch Podcast.
Our 90s pod, yes. We've been getting a lot of requests via, I feel like, Instagram lately. Like, people will just either comment on our actual post or they'll send us a DM. That's fine, too. Whatever's easier for you all. Just let us know what you want us to cover, and we'll try to do so. This is pretty long, but a lot of you all have requested the same movie. So when that happens, we do try to circle back to the ones that have 3 and 4 requests and try to get those out there, since obviously it's what you want. So we try to give y'all what y'all want.
Gotta do it.
All right. Any final thoughts?
When I grow up and get married, I'm living alone.
Ooh, I'm telling. All right. Later.